You're with us on the Newstrack, and before I move any further, let me take you through some of the other big headlines in India's battle against the coronavirus. The centre has sanctioned 15,000 crore rupee package to strengthen India's fight against the novel coronavirus. The corona package will be implemented in 3 phases and will be divided among all states and union territories. Maharashtra has witnessed an unprecedented surge in Covid-19 cases. Total number of active cases in the state is now over 1,000. There is, however, some respite in the state of Kerala, which was the second most affected just a few days ago. Kerala has now fallen to the 8th spot with 80 cases in a week. The Delhi High Court has decided to suspend its summer vacation this year to make up for the loss of working hours because of the coronavirus pandemic lockdown. It has also cancelled the summer break of subordinate courts. Now, the Indian Council of Medical Research has given permission to the state of Kerala to start trying out plasma therapy treatment in India. Now, in the United States, we've already seen some substantial progress made in using plasma therapy in the fight against coronavirus. Plasma therapy essentially involves using the blood cells from somebody who has immunity against the coronavirus and giving it to those who desperately need it. How successful has this treatment been globally? How effective can it be in the battle against the coronavirus? We'll speak in just a moment from now to some doctors who've been working on this therapy and can tell us whether they believe it is revolutionary or not, and what can this mean in the context of your life and mine. Before that, let me explain to you what's happening in the US and what's now been allowed by the Indian Council of Medical Research right here in India. Here's our report.
It's humanity's biggest current race. After nearly 90,000 deaths, it's a fight to stop the fatalities. With over 15 lakh coronavirus cases being reported worldwide, the race is on to find a cure, till a vaccine is developed. Now, an old treatment is being adapted for the new disease. Medical experts in New York are using convalescent plasma therapy to treat COVID-19 patients. The Mount Sinai hospital system has injected more than 20 very sick coronavirus patients with a convalescent serum based on blood plasma of people who've recovered.
It appears to have been effective in previous epidemics. There seems to have been some good effect during the swine flu, the H1N1 epidemic of 2008-2009.
The approach, called convalescent plasma, uses part of the blood that contains antibodies. Antibodies are proteins found in blood plasma that attack specific virus or bacteria like COVID-19. By giving these pre-made antibodies to a patient means they don't have to produce their own. As blood plasma is immediately available, this treatment can serve as a stopgap until drugs and vaccines are available. The therapy has already been approved by the American Food and Drug Administration.
If you've been exposed to coronavirus and you're better, you don't have the virus in your blood, we could collect the blood. Now, this is a possible treatment. This is not a proven treatment. Just want to emphasize that.
A team of Chinese scientists too has been experimenting with antibodies in the plasma. The scientists have isolated several antibodies that they say are extremely effective at blocking the ability of the new coronavirus to enter cells.
由于抗体的重要性呢，在过去的几十年里已经在整个医疗界被证明了。 它可以用来治疗肿瘤、治疗自身免疫性疾病、治疗传染病，所以我们有理由相信呢，我们发现的这些抗体一定能够在预防和治疗新冠这个病人身上会发挥非常重要的作用。
In India too, a task force constituted by the Kerala government has received approval from the ICMR to research convalescent plasma therapy.
We will be finalizing that protocol, और उसके बाद we will have to take approval of DCGI before conducting any clinical trial.
The research on convalescent plasma therapy will be conducted at the Transfusion Department of Sri Chitra Tirunal Institute of Medical Sciences and Technology in Thiruvananthapuram. Once the research is done, it will require clinical permission from Drugs Controller of India and the Ethics Committee.
Chandigarh's Postgraduate Institute of Medical Education and Research is set to start trials. Doctors say that plasma therapy could be fast and effective in fighting the coronavirus.
कई एंटीबॉडीज को टेस्ट किया जा रहा है कि उससे जो किसी नए पेशेंट्स में इंजेक्ट करने से उससे मतलब उसमें रोकथाम होती है बीमारी की या नहीं होती है, और उसके काफ़ी ठीक रिजल्ट आए हैं।
Unlike ventilators and things like that, wherein we will run into certain limitations, there is one treatment which we can put into practice quite quickly if it was proven to be effective by this experience in America.
As the numbers pile up, as hospitals overflow in nearly every country, this is a race nobody can afford to lose. With Gopi Krishnan Unithan in Thiruvananthapuram, Bureau Report, India Today.
To get a deeper understanding of the immediate applications of plasma therapy, I'm joined at this moment by Dr. Swapnil Parekh. He's a healthcare entrepreneur, one of the authors of the book, The Coronavirus, What You Need to Know About the Global Pandemic. And Dr. Sridhar Ayer, you saw him in that report we just aired. He's the head of intensive care at the Kaveri Hospital in Chennai. Dr. Parekh, welcome. In the battle that we are fighting at this moment, and in the context of all the other lines of treatment, how do you see the application of plasma therapy? How widely can we apply it? How quickly can we apply it? How impactful and successful do you think this is likely to be?
Firstly, thank you so much for having me on your show, Rahul. I just want to explain a quick graphic to your viewers. So if you can see this, you see this is blood in a test tube. And when we centrifuge it, you can see that there is the blood below, and then you can see there is the plasma above. We can use both. So we, of course, can use the blood for blood donations, and we can use the plasma from people who have recovered to treat and, importantly, prevent COVID-19 in people who have been exposed. Now, how does this work? You will see when people have recovered, they produce what is known as an antibody. So this Y-shaped thing is known as an antibody. And here you can see in this little image, this is a virus, and it has these little clubs that act like antigens. And the antibodies that are present in the convalescent plasma, from the plasma in people who've recovered, bind to the virus. And they do what's called neutralization. They neutralize the virus. To answer your question about how important this is, well, it's been shown effective against SARS in the past. It's been shown effective against MERS. It's been shown effective against H1N1 in 2009. So in the immediate scenario, it is an important treatment. A recent study that came out about 3 days ago was done in about 16 patients, and it was done in severely ill patients and in moderately ill patients. And almost all of them improved. They were given this treatment, a single dose of about 200 ml of convalescent plasma, and they improved within 3 days. They had clinical improvement. Their blood parameters started improving. Within 7 days, most of them cleared the virus from their blood and from their secretions. And even radiologically, that's imaging of the chest, started to improve at 7 days. So you can see there's tremendous potential here. More important, and well, not more importantly, equally importantly, this can also be used in frontline medical workers. So say there's a doctor who has been exposed to a patient and he's at risk for severe disease. We could inject this doctor with this plasma, potentially to prevent the onset of COVID-19 to begin with. And there's another aspect to this. What we can do now is we have what are called rapid antibody tests. So we can easily deploy these tests to identify people who are IgG positive. That's people who have recovered from infection and have these antibodies. And this serves us two purposes. Of course, on one hand, we can develop a database of people who could potentially be donors. And on the other hand, these people are immune, so they can also work in hospitals, work with patients, they can open the economy again, they can work in factories. So you see, it's really important to identify these people who have recovered and are immune, both so we can restart the economy without spreading infection, and so that they can donate life-saving and infection-preventing
I have two questions,
plasma.
because this sounds like something straight out of medical science fiction, where you take the blood from those who have immunity, give it to those who are in need. Now it's happening in real life. Point number one, Dr. Sridhar, how convinced are you that this treatment is likely to work? President Trump seems very gung-ho about hydroxychloroquine. how would you rate the effectiveness of these two approaches, and how does a doctor in a situation, for example, God forbid, if I were to contact coronavirus and I come to you, how would you know which line of treatment would be better? Is it something that the doctor decides basis what he is most comfortable with? How does the patient know which of the two treatment lines should he pick?
That's a very good question. So thank you for having me on the show, Rahul. The question that you're asking is, what would I do if a patient with coronavirus came to me? So the fact of the matter is, we know very little about this illness. This illness is hardly 2.5, 3 months old. We are learning as we go along, and a lot of promising treatments have been touted along the way. As of now, we are using hydroxychloroquine, provided there are no contraindications for its use, in the belief that we hope that it has some benefit, as we can see from the extremely small studies that have been done in France. Likewise, like it was told before, convalescent plasma has been tested in China. Once again, very small studies. During normal conditions, we would not consider using products like this who have not been extensively tested over years, approvals obtained, but we are not in normal circumstances now. So if, God forbid, somebody I knew or somebody else who came to me with a severe COVID virus, what I would do is I would start hydroxychloroquine as per protocols approved by ICMR. I would consider using convalescent plasma if it has been approved by ICMR and the drug controller. And before I use it, I would like to have a frank discussion with the family. I would say, look, this is a study coming from China. There is increasing evidence of use in America where there is a lot of promise, but there is no definitive, strong, evidence-based medicine that supports use of convalescent plasma. Now, in all other cases, we use good evidence-based medicine to tell us which therapies are effective. And we use only those therapies that have been proven to be effective. But we are not living in normal times now. So it will be, if I was to use convalescent plasma, I would restrict its use to those people in my hospital who are extremely sick, in other words, in critical care. And its use will be discussed fully with the family members. And if I was about to use it, I would say this is showing promise, and I would consider using this as a desperate measure in a desperate situation.
Dr. Sridhar, Dr. Parekh, for joining us with your very, very sharp insights. Thank you very much. As I hear what you're saying, I realize just how much the patient's life, especially at a time like this, is in the hands of a good doctor, because none of this is proven, academically vetted just yet. You're going along almost as if you're trying different things and seeing what works best, which is why respecting our doctors, respecting these heroes, and not being a COVIDiot is so important. I want to take you through some of the global headlines in the battle against the coronavirus. As many as 10 drugs are currently under clinical trial in the United States as part of the administration's effort to find a therapeutic solution to the coronavirus pandemic. In the absence of either a vaccine or a drug, the novel coronavirus has claimed more than 88,500 lives. The United States alone accounts for over 4 lakh infections and close to 15,000 fatalities. Japan has declared a month-long state of emergency in response to the outbreak after total positive cases crossed the 5,000 mark. For the first time, Japan recorded 500 plus new cases in a single day. Italy's youngest COVID-19 patient, a 2-month-old baby, has been discharged from hospital after recovery. The baby and his mother were being treated in the hospital for more than 3 weeks. You know, what we often see on television and in the general public narrative is police personnel being cursed, being abused for typically something they did wrong. However, what we've seen during the coronavirus is several policemen go out of their way, risk life and limb quite literally, stay away from their families, in some instances being agonizingly close to their families and yet so far away. What we want to do on the Newstrack tonight is salute some of these corona heroes.
An emotional moment for the family of this Bhopal officer. Lokesh Sinha, who like thousands of cops is on the front line in battle against coronavirus, is putting up in a shed away from his family. Every day when he comes back from his duty, he stays in the shed, his makeshift home, to protect his family from the infection.
कोरोना इन्फेक्शन होने के जो चांसेस रहते हैं वो टच करने के द्वारा ज़्यादा होता है। तो मैं अपने घर से दूर इस रूम में रह रहा हूँ और ये मैं 20 तारीख से कर रहा हूँ। सुबह जब मैं निकलता हूँ तो एक बार बच्चों को सी ऑफ कर लेता हूँ, वो भी डिस्टेंस को मेंटेन करते हुए, बाकी घर के अंदर नहीं जा रहा हूँ मैं।
बस बच्चों के साथ रह रहे हैं और ये आते हैं रात को, वो उधर सोते हैं, अच्छा बिल्कुल नहीं लगता है और इसी तरह टाइम निकाल रहे हैं।
पहले तो मस्ती वगैरह सब चलती थी हमारी, अब तो कुछ नहीं, मतलब अकेले ही रहते हैं घर में।
Dr. Sachin Nayak in Bhopal has similarly turned his car into a makeshift home, stocking it up with everything from a toothbrush to books to stethoscope to avoid any physical contact with his family.
घर से बेहतर तो कुछ होता नहीं है, बस ये है कि अभी जो सिचुएशन एकदम से हमारे सामने आई है और ये जो कोविड-19 की इन्फेक्टिविटी काफी ज्यादा है, तो बस इसी के डर से मैंने सोचा कि बेटर है कि घर वालों से दूर रहकर मैं अपना ये सब कार्य करूं। और मेरा एक छोटा बच्चा भी है जो कि काफी नोटी टाइप का है, तो कभी भी आके मुझसे लिपट सकता है, तो इसलिए डर से मैं घर जाना अवॉइड कर रहा हूँ।
When doctors at Delhi's LNJP hospital arrived at Hotel Lalit, their temporary home, the staff gave them a rousing welcome. The only way to see their family members is video calls like these.
मोटिवेट कीजिए पेशेंट्स को और हमें भगवान ने कैसा मौका दिया है।
डर है क्योंकि जो ये दिस पैंडेमिक जो ये है ये भी काफी डेंजरस है, तो इसके भी हमें इससे भी बच के रहना है, प्लस अपना पेशेंट्स को देखना है मोस्ट इम्पोर्टेंट पहले, साथ में हमें अपनी खुद की भी केयर करनी है, सेल्फ केयर, प्लस अपनी फैमिली से दूर रह रहे हैं तो उनकी चिंता है, उनके लिए एंजाइटी है, तो थोड़ा सा मुश्किल समय तो है, लेकिन
The spirit these corona heroes have shown is truly remarkable. I want to end the Newstrack tonight with a piece of good news. Your favorite channel, India Today Television, is the #1 news channel according to the BARC data that came out this Thursday across all of India's big cities, beating all our competitors hollow. Our team, as you're seeing, has been working round the clock to bring the news to you in very trying circumstances. So we're deeply thankful to every single viewer of ours for tuning in night after night and for making this possible. This really is because of each one of you. So thank you for tuning in, and we hope that we can keep it this way. Goodbye, good night. Rajdeep Sardesai comes up next with News Today at 9. Hello everyone, this is Rahul Kanwal here. Hope you enjoyed this video. For the latest news and analysis, like and subscribe the India Today YouTube channel, and don't forget to press the bell icon to stay updated.